We ordered some stuff on Amazon already, you know, because we just want to have the duplicates that stay in the camper and we don't have to shift it here, there, and backwards and everywhere between fifth wheel and Class B camper van. But there's just some things you have to get in person.
You know, like a blanket. You gotta feel it first. Make sure it's nice and soft and cozy and squishy in all the right places.
Cue the store run. I have an idea. I'm just looking around at things, which is probably kind of dangerous.
That's how we get into trouble.
Yeah,
I think that's how we ended up with this thing.
It might be how we ended up with Leisure Van Larry. Ooh. Let's see. Trying to determine. Ooh, what do you think of how this feels?
It's pretty soft and plush.
Soft and plush? Is that good for our bath towels? I like the white aesthetic. I know it looks kind of like a hotel, but it's also easy to bleach and easy to get really, really clean. Good?
Good.
Good. It's time for everybody's favorite game.
What game is that?
Dupe or Nope?
Nope. Was that the best you could come up with?
Yeah.
Dupe or no dupe? Deal or no deal? You know.
What do we duplicate in Camper Van Larry versus what do we not duplicate and we are just going to have to plan to transport back and forth when we take a trip in Leisure Van Larry? Toothbrushes.
Okay, well, I would say duplicate, but then you're going to have toothbrushes that are just sitting in Leisure Van Larry while it's in storage, and then by the time you go to pull it out, depending on how...
They'll be all gnarly, yeah.
They'll be all gnarly. I'm not really sure about duplicating toothbrushes.
No, probably not. Probably not.
Okay.
I think we got to come in here. That's a contender if we can't find the other. No, that's not it. Pots and pans.
Well, I would normally say no, but I think the pots and pans that I want to have in Larry are a little different.
Yeah, smaller cooking space. It is an induction cooktop too. We don't have an induction cooktop in the fifth wheel, so probably slightly different cookery.
And that's just one less thing to try and carry back and forth. I mean, it's just, I mean, we're going to be bringing stuff from our pantry and from our fridge over. It really doesn't make sense to, like, carry a bunch of pots and pans at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like, the whole point of Leisure Van Larry is that we can just kind of get up and go as soon as we want to and just decide on a whim to go take a trip if we want to. And so the more things that we already have prepped in here that we have to carry back and forth, the better. So here's the two contenders. Since we can't find the blanket that we got last time for our bed in the fifth wheel that we love, that's super breathable, both of these are pretty soft. They're quilts and they're machine washable, which is really important for rolling all over the country having to use laundromats. This feels like it might be thicker than this. What do you think, babe? Would you get hot in...
Well, you always make me hot.
I try.
Not really a big fan of either one of them.
I know. Well, we can keep looking.
Yeah, we might just have to.
Okay, well, I'll put it back then.
Nice try.
It's a bummer that they don't have it. Because it was great. It's like soft, light, lightweight too, and like warm, but not stifling. And I just don't see the blankets. So to be continued. We do not need sheets though, unless you just want to get some extra sheets, because we have those extras from the fifth wheel that we can duplicate.
Okay.
Dupe or Nope?
Nope.
Nope. Well, it rhymes better with dupe than...
She broke. She broke.
It rhymes better with duplicate then nope. So, groceries, for sure, carry back and forth. Clothing.
No, I say we duplicate all of our groceries. Every single one of our groceries we get double of. Every time we go to the grocery store, we need milk, we'll get 2. Might spoil by the time we use it, but we'll get 2. Eggs, same thing.
Same thing. I mean, even the pantry stuff would go bad potentially before we can use it all.
I hope we're using it more often than that.
I would hope so too, but still, I think that's definitely not...
Can of tomato paste, duplicate.
Well, sure. If we have a recipe that calls for tomato paste, we will duplicate that.
You have to measure that.
Yeah, we're gonna need ice cube trays, but I think this might be too long or big in some way for that. So, to be continued on that one. This is probably gonna be good for some of the drawers so stuff doesn't move around on moving day. I saw this brand online, and it might be a good brand. So it's like ceramic lined interior, so it's great for like your tea or for my coffee. But it's got this lid that closes, like locks and kind of closes on it. It seems like it would be easy to clean.
Well, that one's metal lined.
Yeah, this one's metal lined, but this one, I guess it was down here. This one is like ceramic lined. So you don't get that like metallic taste in your coffee or your tea or something. You just don't have the colors that I wanted. So maybe we ordered those online, but at least got a chance to look at them. Camera equipment, electronics, probably no Dupe too.
No, yeah, I say we're just gonna have
get a little
to.
costly.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to carry it back and forth. Sorry, guys, you just got to come with us on one camera.
Oh darn!
It's just the same old thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing special, nothing new.
Pow! Wah, 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 wah. Utensils. Bam! That was emphatic. Guess what I found? I think it's not quite the exact same, but it's pretty close, and it was on the one aisle we didn't go down. Go figure. But there are some things that I think are worth duplicating.
Like
The towels and sheets and blankets, things like that. Probably not pillows initially. Maybe eventually. Camping chairs. That's an easy duplicate.
why? Why would you duplicate the camping chairs?
So we don't forget them like we almost did this last time.
I don't have a response to that. Towels and sheets. Here's the thing with towels and sheets. I think it makes sense to be able to have just some towels and sheets in there, and then when we get back from a trip, we just wash them and then we throw them back in.
Yep.
Totally makes sense. However, we do need to be cognizant. If we haven't traveled in it in a while, we need to wash them before we leave also.
That is a fair point. Cleaning supplies would be an easy thing to duplicate in Leisure Van Larry. That way we're not having to transport cleaning supplies back and forth, or potentially get on the road and not have what we need to clean up a spill or a mess or something like that.
We do not have space for your stick vacuum in here.
I got a brand new vacuum. I found it on Amazon and it was only like $40. I will link it in our cart or the description below, and it is perfect in here.
Ladies, take note. Getting excited about cleaning equipment. This is why your husband bought you a vacuum or a mop or something for Christmas or your birthday or your anniversary. This is why when you do shit like this, where you think, oh, this is the best thing in the world.
It is. It's so small. It fits in here in this space so easily. And I foresee having to vacuum daily in this thing. And so I think it's going to be great.
I'll show you what doesn't fit in a small space.
Oh my gosh. What? I'm going to play this out. What doesn't fit in a small space, sir?
Not allowed to say it. Panties.
Really? That's all part of clothes. We're going to bring it with us. Yours and mine.
Ooh, we're going to bring my lace panties?
Oh my gosh.
They're very comfortable during the summer months.
He does not have lace panties.
That she knows of.
We live in 40 feet most of the time. Now we live in 25 feet together. I know what you have and what you don't have. Leisure Van Larry is now ready for our first trip. Follow along for more adventures and happy camping.
Happy something. Whatever the hell that was.
Does that work? Does that give me what you need?
I don't know.
We're gonna find out.
That's gonna be an interest. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something.
Okay.
It's gonna. It's. There's gonna be a video.
There's gonna be a video. We're not sure how it's gonna turn out, but there's gonna be a video.